graced the Discovery Walter Sisulu Soccer Challenge. The event is arguably the biggest of its kind, an annual tournament that takes place in Soweto in December over a 3-week period, and you've got a number of community teams from SAFA Soweto taking part. Now, 2016 marks the 14th year of the tournament, and once a participant, now an ambassador, Sifiso Myeni joins us here on Morning Live. A very good morning and welcome to the show.
Morning to you too.
Okay, so the event is now in the preliminary stages, and what's the atmosphere like? Because that's something that really draws a lot of people.
Actually, the atmosphere is very good. I think I went there a couple of times because I've also been playing, so I was there yesterday. And obviously the atmosphere, it's becoming now, because of now it's going to the knockout stages. And obviously I think it's only today's games and tomorrow, and the knockout starts on Saturday. So the atmosphere has been great.
Who do you think will win?
Nah, I'm not sure. You know, at a few years back, you used to know who's gonna win the tournament. But now, since the tournament has grown, and more teams are coming in, so it's quite difficult to tell who will win the tournament.
Do you think this has been one of the most competitive years then?
Yeah, I think this one has been competitive because the so-called you can say big teams from Soweto have been struggling with getting results, and obviously I've been watching a few teams, the new teams that are there, and obviously now the tournament is becoming very tough. But I think this year we'll get 1 or 2 teams that will give us a shock in the final.
Give us a shock, okay, come give us those names. Soweto Superstars, Soweto Academy, Soweto All-Stars. Who are the names that have really impressed you, those teams that have stood out?
Now, for me, the only team that I've usually watched, obviously the Soweto, because of the assistant coach of Sundowns is coaching the team, so they're more structured, and obviously there are other teams that are knocking on the door. That's why I'm saying this year's ones is going to be quite a tough draw. Just waiting for tomorrow to get the final 16 teams that are going to be going for the knockout stages.
So when are the semi-finals and the finals for the tournament actually going to be taking place?
The semi-finals are on the 27th, and obviously the last day is on the 28th. That's where the finals of every category going to be played. The women's final, you know, the under-17s final, and obviously the senior finals.
This is a really important tournament when it comes to the development of football. It's also one that a lot of people actually look forward to because they know that they're going to see stars of the future actually participating in the competition. The latest to come from there was Sipho Moeti, who now plays for Baroka FC. Just explain to us the importance of development for football when it comes to this tournament in the country.
No, I think it's quite good. And I think it's more important for players who play their trade in Soweto, and obviously amateur players who wants to live the dream, you know. And obviously some of us, there's a lot that coming from this tournament since they started, and obviously, as for me also, it played a bigger role for me to be where I am now. So obviously, you know, I always tell the youngsters that this kind of tournament, you don't take them lightly. You make sure you go out there and you make sure you work, and you don't just work for individual, because at the end of the day people start to think that it's all about individual, whereby obviously it's for scouts to see that are you a team player or you're just playing for yourself, and it becomes a little bit difficult. So that's why I'm always there telling the youngsters what to do and all that, you know, and mingle with them, because I come from this tournament, you know. And
sure.
Obviously for me it really means a lot for Discovery and for the Walter Sisulu family, yeah, to make sure that I'm the ambassador of this tournament, and I'd like to thank them for that.
And just finally, as we wrap things up, tell us what's been happening in the Bidvest Fits camp. You guys happy that you're going to be going into this long break second on the log?
Yeah, I think for us, we're not far off. I think obviously we let ourselves down as a team on Tuesday when we played Madisbeck. But at the end of the day, we have to take the results as it comes. And obviously now we'll see what the break does to us. And obviously we know that come January there's going to be the AFCON, so we'll have more time to make sure that we get ourselves into shape and all that, because of it's December now. So obviously things have been well, and obviously we are second, and obviously it's too early to tell.
It sure is too early to tell, and perhaps the team that manages this long break in the ABSA Premiership will actually go a long way in determining who will be the ABSA Premiership champions come the end of the season. Sifiso Myeni, thank you very much for coming in and chatting to us about the the Discovery Walter Sisulu Soccer Challenge, which is currently underway in Soweto. That concludes what's been happening in your sports world, and also a look ahead. Let's get up to speed now with your headline news.